Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now in a prior video, we took a look at this 11-foot ultralight hammock from the company Onewind Outdoors. Now at this point, I've used this a whole bunch. This has become some of my primary kit when I'm out in the mountains, out in the wilderness, doing my hiking, camping, and backpacking excursions. I have definitely come to enjoy and most importantly, trust Onewind products. And so here today, a number of other products we're going to take a look at from Onewind Outdoors. A whole bunch of different gear that's really made things possible for me. Now, if there's anything I enjoy pretty much more than anything else, well, it's getting out to the mountains, but even better, when I can do it with my family, when I can do it with my kids, that is really something very special. And these Onewind products have made it absolutely capable for me to do that with them, not only effectively, but safely, comfortably, and very much enjoyably. But with that said, I have a whole bunch to do and a whole bunch to share with you. And if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. Now, as I mentioned, Onewind Outdoors products, a company whose products I have come to greatly enjoy. Now, on a recent hiking, camping, and backpacking trip, I did have the ability to get out there with my boys, couple of friends, and really enjoy the outdoors. And in order to do that, well, my kids are very small. So one of two things has to happen. I either need to carry all of their gear or they need to carry it. And the key with these Onewind products, they were able to carry their full sleep and shelter system. For me, that's a real big deal because it makes this type of trip viable. It actually allows me to get out there. And we were on a 3-day, 2-night trip. So needing enough gear and enough food and supplies to sustain a few days, having light quality camping equipment, that is definitely key. And so as I mentioned in a prior video, we took a look at this 11-foot ultralight hammock. Now this is what I personally carry in combination with this 12-foot ultralight hammock tarp shelter. So the two of these have really been a great system for me, all things considered fairly compact, but the one downfall with the ultralight hammock, well, unfortunately, it does not have a bug net. And so, well, that's where this comes into play. A standalone bug net, very nice and performs extremely well. This is very easy to get into. It slips over your gear with no problem and really gave me a perfect shelter for that particular season. Keeping in mind that as seasons change, sometimes bugs are a factor, sometimes they're not. Well, on this particular trip, bugs definitely were. And where we were near water, having a good bug net was definitely key. Now here you can see there are 3 sizes. This is very subtle, but for 3 different size hammocks. So here, the large, here, the medium, which is, you can kind of see the difference, and here, the small. All 3 of these, really 3 different sizes for 3 different hammock setups. Now, that definitely came into play where, well, again, I don't want my kids to necessarily have to carry any more than they need. So for me, this being a very small, compact setup overall, definitely working very well. But what about for my kids? Well, my little guy, I mean, he's only 9. Here is his hammock and his bug net. And look at that. Very light, very compact, extremely small, and definitely something he's capable of carrying. And so this here is the children's hammock, but I mean, this is so incredibly small, and quite honestly, I can almost fit in it. So anything from a small child all the way up through like a small adult. If you're like 5 feet or below, you can probably get away with this and really cut down on size. And not that the ultralight hammock was anything large to begin with, but I mean, really the ability to really cut down on size. This children's hammock is sweet. Now, there was something a little bit funny about this where it actually came outfit with these particular types of straps, but I did swap it out for a slightly different system. If you look here, you'll notice this quick connect system, while these actually come with the ultralight straps. And that leads me to another one of the products we're going to take a look at here. First, I'm going to show you the standard straps. So the standard straps here, Very nice single webbing, no daisy chain. These literally just feed through the buckles. I covered these in detail in a prior video, but the ultralight straps are actually considerably more compact and lighter. So a lighter material, more compact, just getting this package smaller and smaller. And so, well, that was definitely something I was capable of doing, giving this to my son, allowing him to carry the smaller straps, the smallest bug net, and these at that point weaving in and out of here. So the ultralight hammock, again, coming with a slightly different system. I'm not sure what they were intending. Probably you would really clip on carabiners and then use sort of standard daisy chain style straps, but I opted to change it up a bit so I could give my son the ultralight straps. And so, well, what about my 11-year-old son? Well, here, this is the single person hammock with a bug net all built in, has the straps, a nice package. I actually really like this color. This green is awesome. A little bit brighter, but at the same time, just still blending into the environment very well. There is a lot of bright colors when you really look in nature, and especially when it comes to green. So even though this is a little bit brighter, it actually still does a pretty good job blending in. I mean, a little bit different certainly from the olive, but the bright green, really cool. This hammock is a great option. Now, for somebody who's looking for a quality option, a little bit thicker, but at the same time, not too thick, you know, just has a nice quality material. It is slightly different from the ultralight. So when you look at the difference, I mean, of course, first things first, you can see the size difference. The ultralight definitely being, you know, a little more compact, but the single person, still not too large overall, and keep in mind this also includes all the straps. Now the single person is going to be a little bit longer than the ultralight, so if you're looking for a little more length, this could be a good way to go. And again, this worked out very well for my son, where this was definitely capable of being compressed a little bit, fit in his bag extremely well. It's not overly heavy, not overly bulky, and it has that same great quick connect system. So very nicely done from Onewind. And so there are some additional accessories that I was able to take advantage of while I was out there. This here is really cool. This is just a little Ridgeline sort of hammock. You literally clip this on your Ridgeline, gives you the ability to put all your gear in here. This was perfect for me, where we ended up with a lot of rain, and the nice thing, I was able to actually take my boots off and hang them in here and get my boots completely off of the ground. This is nice and stretchy and large, but at the same time, super small, just disappears in your bag. I mean, to be completely honest, you should have at least one of these, or maybe two. I see this being just a good quality piece of kit, nice and convenient, and working out extremely well for me. And another almost must have. This here, this is a super nice, and I love this, really long and capable Ridgeline. So this mini Ridgeline here is 40 feet of extremely lightweight Dyneema cord. Now it's not Dyneema by brand, but I can tell you it's pretty much the same stuff. Extremely nicely made, very convenient, and this little reel that allows you to just reel it back in. It doesn't make a mess. It's extremely convenient. Has some prussics, couple of quick connects. This is just fantastic. I can say I highly recommend this, as well as all the other Onewind products. But when I saw this, I thought it would be cool. I didn't realize it was going to be as cool as it really is. So here we are, completely set up. I just have myself a massive Onewind setup. Lots of gear here. And the first thing that I set up was this Ridgeline. So here, this retractable Ridgeline is actually pretty sweet. If you look here, I have used probably a little more than half of it. It comes all the way along here, all the way to this tree, and then all the way over to this tree. And then I have the remains of the reel here. And that's pretty cool because it gives us the ability just to hang things up and attach things and whatnot. So the first thing I did was just set that up, get it established so that, you know, my gear coming out of my bag really was managed and not dragging on the ground. And then 3 hammocks here. So in a prior video, we took a look at my setup, but I've since added a bug net. So at this point, adding the bug net over the top looks to be working pretty well. I think that'll be pretty comfortable for me tonight, and we'll find out for sure. Warm night in the 90s so far. Hopefully it cools off. I do feel a breeze coming in, so this should be hopefully
pretty nice. But here, so for my little guy, this is the children's hammock. Again, wrapped in a bug net, and about the perfect size. Now, he carried this in, which worked out very well. And it's small enough, light enough, and efficient enough that he's not carrying more weight than he needs. I mean, why have a full adult-sized hammock? Now, I did have to make some modifications. If you look at how this was originally set up, I did have to change it out, and I just happen to have these loops here. So these loops came with the lightweight straps, so I gave him a little bit of, I'd say an upgrade, and then also had him carry the lightweight straps because I figured it would be a little bit better than the full-size straps. And then my older son, well, he's got himself this here. This is awesome, just this lime green, looking really cool. Again, it has a bug net and has that nice Ridgeline over the top. The children's hammock does not, but at the same time, the bug net does come with a shock cord, so that worked out pretty well. But I do really like these designs with these Ridgelines. So both my hammock and also my oldest son, they both have these Ridgelines, so pretty cool. And yeah, so I got my tarp, so my Onewind tarp over the top, and that's helping keep us dry. So supposed to maybe storm tonight, and I guess we'll see what happens. But yeah, this is Hammock City, and not just us, but we got a couple of buddies with us, so a couple other setups here. So yeah, we got ourselves a little hammock central. It's pretty cool.
And so with that, there's a look at a number of Onewind products, bringing them to you so you can see how I've used them and used them effectively. Not just for me, but for my family. Now, at this point, my kids can carry this stuff. It's not oversized. It's not bigger than it needs to be, bulkier than it needs to be, or thicker than it needs to be, which reduces size, which reduces weight, and really gives them the ability to carry this stuff. Multiple sizes in terms of the bug nets. Now, granted, pretty close in size, but when ounces matter, well, ounces turn to pounds. And when volume matters, it's nice when you can cut down on the size of your bag, and especially to the point where you can get your kids out there. So from great fabrics to awesome suspension systems, these little quick adapters and quick systems and lightweight straps, Onewind is absolutely nailing it. And I do have to say, at this point, they're pretty much my favorite hammock company. And so, with that said, much more to come from Onewind in the future. I can tell you this is only the beginning of me supporting them and getting into their products. So alright guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.